Wide receiver has become the most important position on a football team.
This is Soggy Nachos podcast. My name is Jonelle. What's up, Big Charlie?
What's happening, man? You know me. I'm always incredible.
Frank Nitty. What's up, Frank?
What it do?
Open disclosure, Frank. We tried to record this episode without you, but it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right without Frank.
We got to talk about just now hearing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually just now hearing that, so that's great in real time.
This sparked the debate about with me. I mean, I'm public enemy number one amongst my friend circles with this take, you know. But the good thing is, as much as us three as a collective don't agree on a lot, we agree here. Charlie, when we talking about football, we all know there's no position more important than quarterback. I don't even think anybody would debate that.
Nothing's close.
That being said, from my dad, shout out to my dad, love him to death. Shout out to my cousin Wheat. Shout out to my cousin Chew. Shout out to my man Dave. Shout out to my man who used to work with me with U-Haul named Larry. Shout out to all these people who told me I was insane. It's more than them that I was insane because I have the same answer that Charlie's about to explain to you. Charlie, what's the second most important?
It's number one wide receiver. It is an ace wide receiver. We know this here at Soggy Nachos. Our heads aren't in the sand. We see football for the game that it is. You can see what a number one receiver does to a team every time a team gets one, and every single time a team loses one. You see it, A.J. Brown, both sides. Tennessee fired everybody after he left because they couldn't do anything. Ryan Tannehill was bad his whole career, and then he had A.J. Brown, and he was good. And then he lost A.J. Brown, and he is a free agent again. This is what happens. Jalen Hurts might be really bad because he got good when A.J. Brown got there. And now I'm shaky on him, but he was bad prior to A.J. Brown. Now they've been to the Super Bowl, changed the whole team. And that goes for receiver after receiver after receiver. To me, it's not even close. Number two after receiver is probably number two receiver.
So let me ask you this before I give the ball to Frank. What do you say to those who say, well, a cornerback has to check the receiver, so they must be just as important, XYZ? What do you say to someone who says that?
They're wrong. A cornerback is cool.
They're confusing difficulty with importance.
Thank you, Frank. That's exact. You just put that in a very succinct way that I was trying to explain it. Exactly. We know it's probably harder. It's probably much harder to play. But the reality is most of them couldn't play receiver. But Charlie, what do you say about left tackle? People say left tackle. What is your argument?
Believe in one. Hey, this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't believe in one offensive lineman. I believe in an offensive line unit.
Yeah.
But like
a unit.
I'm a Giants fan. I've seen Andrew Thomas be a Pro Bowl tackle on the worst offensive line in the league. I've seen Joe Thomas hold the left side down for his whole career, and the Browns do nothing. I've seen this. One tackle doesn't move me. Now you start adding those 2, 3, 4 good offensive linemen, and we start cooking, you know. But one tackle compared to one wide receiver, that's crazy.
And last thing I say before I give it to Frank, I understand why y'all think this, but it's 2024 now. Like for the last, I would say about 10 years, it's been pretty apparent it's been receiver. So that being said, Frank, what do you have to say about all this?
I mean, you just look in the mainstream. I think I forgot who it was that was on ESPN that finally said it. I think the clip that you shared, like
I've been saying this all off season. I'm going to say this more as the season goes along because you're going to see this happening. Wide receiver has become the most important position on a football team, regardless of what you're talking about, NFL, college, or high school, outside of quarterback.
They're starting to share the sentiments like that we've been saying for a long time because it's clear. Like when you watch the game and you look at how it goes, it is clear how important a receiver is, like a real one. Charlie named all these examples, but I feel like the best one, like you left out. Who is Tua without Tyreek Hill? Can we be real for like half a second here? You know what I'm saying?
And he also has Waddle.
And he has a really good number two.
It's like, look, I thought when you said the biggest example, I thought you were going to talk about Randy Moss. The Patriots were defensing themselves to a Super Bowl the first 3 times, had like a 4-year gap, and then get Randy Moss, and they go undefeated. They go undefeated. They had one giant loss, but they went undefeated the other ones. Like, you know, they you know.
Nice. Then look, even like realistically, man, y'all want to call a spade, or y'all want to get real raunchy? CeeDee Lamb just got Dak paid the highest paid player in the league. Or did he not? Or did
yes,
he not?
he did.
Or is Dak great all of a sudden now? Like, is Dak, because that's the thing.
He's always been. What do you mean all of a
Even
sudden?
Dak fans jump off the Dak bandwagon when it's convenient, but now he gets a star receiver and now he gets paid a lot. And that's just a coincidence, right? That's just a
how it
coincidence.
works.
Come
That's
on,
how that
man.
works.
I think this is apparent. I think it's pretty silly to think anything otherwise at this point. I think that's pretty apparent at this point. So I don't know what else to really say about it. What do you say to people who say, what about a tight end? What about a tight end, Charlie? Because some people say,
they're a receiving entity. Like they play receiver. They're just a little more complicated, which makes them a little less valuable, in my opinion.
Furthermore, there are only like 3 or 4 good ones in the league at a time. So, like that's
don't let fantasy fool you. Don't let fantasy fool you. Like
Right.
it's like not really that many. Yeah.
Anyways, man, I don't got nothing else to say about this. Anything y'all want to add before we get out of this piece?
No. Having a good number 2 receiver, like I said, is kind of big time. That's
it's
how you
also
become
important.
Super Bowl.
That's your third.
Look at the Super Bowl appearances of some of these teams. The Bengals, 2 good receivers. The Eagles, 2 good receivers.
Great point.
I just think that's and look, the Chiefs, they said, why would I choose between this one and that one when I know that I can have both? They had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So tight end, wide receiver, why not?
Anyways, man, this has been Soggy Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell somebody about it.